All right, everybody, welcome to our program today. Like always, we try to bring you the best in the house and we save the best for last. So, guys, today in the studio, joining us via Skype is someone who is very smart, and that's why we're bringing him on our program, Talking Smart, because we realize that during this period of this pandemic, we want to make sure that we are using our time judiciously, okay? So that's why we want to bring smart people to come and tell us. And these are smart people not just because they are smart by just because they said it, but because of the things that they have done. And so I'm introducing to you today uh, Timothy Daniels. Timothy Daniels, please give us a proper introduction and tell us who Timothy Daniels is.
Thank you very much, Dr. Chidi. I'm not that smart. If I look at the profile of yourself and Shure and all other people that are around you, but all I can tell you is that Timothy Daniels is formerly known as Olugbenga, and that is why my name is Timothy Olugbenga Daniels. Some people knows me as Julius Berger Football Club commentator. Some people knows me as Mock Nations Cup commentator in Ajegule. Some people knows me as commentator in Campus Isaleko. Some people knows me as commentator for Mobolaji Johnson, and some people knows me as a football coach. I run a football academy in Nigeria, in Lagos specifically, and I was also a coach of LASU before I left LASU, and where I studied a PhD diploma. That's the highest I studied before I left. That's why I say I'm not that high ranking in terms of education. No. But my passion is all about football, and that is why I'm into full grassroots football. While I was at home, I run a football academy called. I was the one that started Grassroots Football Academy in Lagos before I changed it to Mollem Grass when I left my coaching with Federal Ministry of Works. That was Federal Ministry of what is this? What the Federal Ministry of Works when I was coaching. That was the team I coached before I went to LASU. So, but that is just Timothy Olugbenga Daniels, and a former grade 2 teacher. A former grade 2 teacher and a football developer in Ajegunle. So I'm popularly known in Lagos as a commentator, as a coach. Some people can say I'm a tailor. Some people can say I'm a sign writer. So I do all manners of things just to put food on the table. And I was born in the slum in the Amukoko part of Ajegunle.
Wow, honestly speaking, no kidding. I actually thought I knew you. That's why I always like for it to be people who are introducing themselves because I thought I knew about you, but in a few seconds you have told me so much about you. Now, Timothy, tell me your your impression of what Africa has become now in the eyes of outsiders. How do they see Africa? Where is Africa right now in the world, in the eyes of the world? Before we talk about what we can do to advance ourselves, where is Africa right now?
Africa is now in a dump. That's how I can put it, because the Africans, especially most Africans that have met abroad, Africans, especially Nigerians, we are expert in talking about problems rather than talking about solution. And they forgot that when you talk about solution, the problem becomes smaller because you have to talk about solution and take action. For example, many of us in Nigeria, when you have a breakdown, a car breakdown, you are not going to be talking about why the car breaks down. You should be looking for a mechanic to fix the car.
Yeah.
But these are the problem, and there are people that can fix this problem. But the fact that The Bible says when a small child has become a leader in a nation, and when thugs are ruling, these things are biblical. Thugs are the one ruling us. Thugs are the one taking charge. And what do you expect when the people who are meant to do something are sitting backward, not coming forward? And when I was there, I did a little best of mine, because that is why I started grassroots football. I came out of NIS, National Institute of Sports, when I did my coaching course in 1996. And when I came out, I saw most of my colleagues going up and down, following club chairmen to backstab coaches. But I said, no, I'm going back to the grassroots level, because grassroots is where you have to bring out talent. It's not just a coach, but you are molding the life of these young people to become an independent human being in future. So I have several of them abroad today who struggle abroad, who now knew that what we're teaching them that time is to mold their life, not just to be a player. So when I look at some of these things, I realize that Nigeria have the people to fix the nation, but they are leaving the people because they don't want it fixed.
Okay, so you sent me this book. It's called 12 Keys to Unlock Your Professional Football Career. I got mine in the
Yeah,
mail, and yeah,
yeah.
exactly. And I know this book is going to go places. And when I got this book, I was like, why is he sending me a book and telling me about how to unlock my professional football career? Why should I be learning football in my old age? So, um, tell us why your choice of this title, and tell us what this book is all about.
Yeah, I realize, thank you, Dr. Chidi. I
Yeah.
realize that many footballers don't read. And the keys inside there,
Mm.
I decide to use football language for it. But the keys can be used by anybody, whether you're a professional, even if you were as a marital person, singles, you can use some of the keys that are inside to become someone in life.
Good.
Because while I was growing up, I wasn't allowed, my parents didn't allow me to play football. I remember that my one time my dad had to tie my hand to my back and start
What?
whipping me and say, "Who told you that you know how to play football?" Yeah, there was a time even Kanu Wanko is too small to compare to my elder brother when he was in the University of Ilorin. My
Wow.
dad put fire in his boots and burn it off
Oh my
because he
God.
doesn't want anybody to play football among us. But I was a little bit stubborn in terms of following football, so I turned everything into coaching. So although I started coaching early in life, because when I came out as a grade two teacher, I was teaching in a nursery school, and I had four young boys that came to me, Okoro, Edward Zobai, Olamide Tene, and one other person. They came to me in my house and said, "Oh, we have been looking for someone to take us to football, and we believe that you can do that." That was how I started coaching in 1983.
Wow.
So I believe that the reason I wrote this book is because in those days we used to have footballers, but now we have players.
Mm.
Football, yeah, there is difference between footballers and players. Players look for money. Footballers entertains people and they give them money. So there are very few footballers now, but there are so many players.
I remember,
Many
I
players.
remember, you want to say this correct.
Mm,
I remember going back to replay a video for culture, and I saw that it's
mm,
as if when he has finished scoring the goals, he now entertains the crowd. Like, it does,
that's
it
right.
doesn't messing them up. So I get
That's
what you're
right.
saying. So now let us go to some of the keys that you have put in this book. Tell us about two or three keys that stand out prominently to you, which you really think everybody needs in their life.
Okay, number one key is that you need to see the picture of your future. That is the number one key.
Mm.
And this key is for almost everybody.
Hmm.
Because if you want to play football or you want to do business, the designer of a car, the designer of any nation, they saw the greatness of the nation before they started it at all.
That's right.
Like you and Moye Shore and the rest are fighting, and a lot of people are not seeing what you are seeing.
Yes, so
That is why they kept on antagonizing the future of those who are struggling, those who could not come up, those who could not speak for themselves, because they are seeing Omoyele Sowore, they are seeing Nnamdi Kanu, but they are not seeing the future of the decadent society, how it has destroyed generations. And that is why Dr. Miles Monroe, one of my mentors, said the richest place on earth is the cemetery.
that's right.
So these are talent that never made it. So you have to see the picture of your future before you ever start playing football. You must see yourself among the best. You must walk among the best, because what you see would determine how you speak to people. What you see about yourself will determine the kind of crowd you are going to follow. What you see about yourself will determine how you relate with other football colleagues. What you see about yourself will determine the type of materials you put on yourself. So when you don't see nothing about yourself, then you'll be like everybody. It's just like when you are in Europe. If you don't have sat-nav, Holy Spirit is like a sat-nav. If you don't have sat-nav, you just knock the door of anybody, because every house look alike.
So what's that now, please?
Navigator.
You know, we were not in Europe. You fly in Obodo, but we were not in, even my country. So we have to ask you to interpret. I understand. So which other keys? I like that one. See your what was that one you said? See the picture.
You need to see the picture of your future.
Picture of your future.
And
very right.
Of your future before you started.
Exactly.
And you can also see with the eyes of God, because the book is also with biblical principle. You can only see with God's eye, with God's strategy. Because when I look at the life of Joseph, you see, Joseph by his brother was seen, just like my father saw me as a classroom teacher. He didn't see me as a coach. So Joseph was seen by his brother as a mere dreamer. So Joseph, his father saw him as a young boy that he loved more than his other siblings. Joseph was seen as Potiphar's wife as somebody who they can be a boyfriend, that they can be sleeping together. Joseph was seen with the prisoner like a co-prisoner. Joseph was only seen by God as a prime minister of the nation of Egypt. So we can always see with God's assistance. Another key in this book is that avoid blame game. Blame game started from the Garden of Eden. So Adam was blaming God for creating Eve. So blame game in football is very dangerous. You can be blaming somebody now, even within seconds, and that person may score the winning goal that will give you winning bonus. So you have to avoid blame game. You don't blame people. In every situation, you look for opportunity, because Japanese language is opportunity. When there is crisis, there is opportunity. On the football field, there is always crisis. Take it as an opportunity to encourage your colleague. So you mustn't do any blame game. So when people get the book, they will see more of what we are talking about in terms of not blaming.
Yeah.
I
just my brother, there's so much, and I don't want people, you know how people like free something. A lot of you want him to go through the whole book in this program. Me, I won't let it happen. Go and buy this book. Is it on Amazon?
Yeah, what I'm trying to do right now is that I'm trying to create probably a radio station or a YouTube channel where I want to be teaching 30 minutes every week. I'm trying to put that together before January
Yeah, go ahead.
2021.
I can help you. I
So
promise to help you. If you get in
that
touch
would be
with me,
fantastic.
I'll help
That
you
would
to
be
set it up.
fantastic.
And yeah, whatever assistance you need. I see
Yeah.
in page 148, you said
Okay.
you talked about hydration. I just want people to
Yeah.
see that there are some things you take for granted. Even when you go and do exercises, when you work out, a lot of us, you tell them to drink, they don't understand the connection between, your performance and hydration. You tell them to drink water, I say, no, boy, I know they drink. If I drink water, it could do me somehow. When I finish, I will drink water. But here, you have said that, you suggested that people need to drink 2 cups of fluid an hour or two
That's
before
right.
a match, 2 cups
That's
of
right.
at halftime or during a break, and 3 cups
That's
of
right.
fluid for every hour of work on the pitch following a match. You don't
That's
drink,
right.
what I learned from this now is that you don't drink the water because you're feeling thirsty. No, it's not about
That's
feeling
right.
thirsty or not feeling thirsty. It's about the way
Mm.
your body works. So you just make
Mm.
sure that you follow this regimen. And I know there are
Mm.
so many, and it's a very easy book to read. The English is so
That's right.
simple, and I
That's
really, really
right.
commend you for writing. I like the way you wrote it because you're right. A lot of us who are not book people. This is the kind of book that I like to read. The ones that are too
Yeah.
tight are too heavy. Once I bring it, I won't read it. Let me also ask, with the changing trends and with this COVID-19, people have realized that look, a lot of things are being done online, a lot of things are being done electronically. Do you have any future plans to have an audio version of this book, so that people can download it and they don't have to buy it? Do you have any
Yeah,
plans to do that?
yeah, I will try to do that, especially before I start the radio presentation, because I want to generate a lot of football listeners, because God has pushed me into starting a footballers church. Because I realize that a lot of footballers are going through a lot of pains. They are dying in silence. When they
Yeah.
are playing football, they are being blamed, and when they finish playing football, they are also under attack. A lot of things are going on, and this is why some footballers are committing suicide despite they make a lot of money. Even footballers in the UK, you realize that some of them are even afraid of stopping playing football, because they are under pressure. They don't want to stop, because if they stop, the money that used to come on weekly that their wife are taking every time is going to stop. And how do they make up? And some of them, it is money they use to make up their homes. So I remember from a few weeks back that Rooney was saying that before he came to America, he was almost committing suicide. So people are coming out, and this is a time that we really need to speak to footballers, whether current season footballers, whether ex-footballers. Some have made mistake in the past that they can correct themselves. It is not over, because you can use some of these keys also to propel your life, not just because you are playing football. Like key number 6, it's talking about to avoid TLJ. The TLJ means teenage relationship. Some seasoned footballers, they need to avoid teenage relationship, love for money, and junk foods. These three works together. Junk foods, you don't know what you are putting in. Teenage relationship, you will be shocked that some of us, when we are growing up in Ajegule, all you need is that girl and my wife. You will go, you will finish that one, look for another one. These are the kind of life they live, and these are covenant. You are cutting covenant. Then when you are making it tomorrow, your mind is not to marry that person. But why, if you put that person in the shoes of your sister, will you have done that? Will you be happy if somebody did that to your sister? Some of the mistakes some of us have made in life, we don't want some of these young ones to make it. Love for money is another thing, because like I was telling you before, money failed in Egypt. In Genesis 47 verse 15, he said the entire Egypt came to gather unto Joseph. Why did they gather unto Joseph? Because Joseph was the one that had revelation of heaven. He's the one who was able to save the entire Egypt when he was in trouble. So God has to use him. So a man with revelation, a man knowing what he wanted, will not pursue money, but pursue integrity, pursue what will liberate his home in the future. And then junk food. You must know what you eat in your body if you want to keep yourself well throughout your career.
Thank
Because
you.
football,
Well, sorry, I'm cutting you. You see, why this is relevant is that I know that there is life after COVID-19, and it is
yeah,
knowledge like this, because it is really, really important that if you are listening to us right now, that you share this video with a lot of people, especially people who love sports. Football is a game that we love in Africa, especially in Nigeria. They love football. So share this with everybody. Now we have all the time. Now we are not working. Now we are not training. But let us have this time. You know, when you talked about footballers and sportsmen going into depression because they are being blamed. Nobody knows what they are going through. I remember when our flying our
Eagles.
female team,
Okay, Falcon.
the Falcons, came to Toronto. I was the president of the Nigerian Canadian Association here in Canada. I received them at the airport. And then we took them to the hotel. We went to them at the training. You know, we just kept them company. They had a match to play here. Can you believe that these people, these girls, came here even without their allowances being paid? Not only that, when they came here, they just managed to land here. They were supposed to play match the next day. They did not have stockings to play their match. Stockings, we had to go to Chinatown looking for stockings. And so when people are watching national team, we had to go. I was the one that took the coaches to go and barb in a barber shop. When I hosted the coaches in my house, we brought food for them. Do you know what these coaches did? I will never forget it. They were so uncomfortable. We said, eat now. You know, my wife prepared food. The coaches said, it was difficult, but finally they said, Madam, can you put the food for us in the takeaway pack? And I called the coach. I said, I've forgotten his coach. I've forgotten his name. I forgot his name. But the recent coach, I now said he told my wife they should pack the food. I said, why? You guys eat now. You're in my house. He said, bros, I really want to take this food to the girls in the hotel. I couldn't believe it. This is our national team. My wife had to make big eba again and, bring out soup from the freezer. I'm telling you, this is reality. Reality for a country like Nigeria. And they had to take this Coach John. No. My wife had to make food, extra food, and they took this food to the girls in the hotel. When I went there to visit them, come and see how they were looking not confident. And these are people who are going to face other nations who they kept them well, fed them well, give them incentives. So honestly, these are the things that people don't know that happens in the background. And when we complain about these things, when we talk about Nigeria, they think that we too complain. My brother, thank you for what you're doing. When we hear stories about, they'll say, this person died the other day, this person died the other day. All of them. Peter Rufai, what was his name? Rashidi Yakini. All of them just died. Just poor like that. It's very, very painful. Right? So I thank you for what you're doing.
Yeah, because most of some of the book, some of whatever we generate from the book is also part of to also help Nigerian past players, especially those 1980 set, those who have not tested professional football and brought glory to the nation. Those are the kind of my own target. Not even those who have played professional football. Those who are in the nation. Those are the people that is meant to be honored first. But these are the people, because you are putting the wrong peg in a round hole, a square peg in a wrong hole. That is what is going on. The people that knows about football are not allowed to run football. And football cannot be run together with politics. Football is different from politics. Football is a pure business. You can imagine Nigeria, Mike Emenalo run Chelsea Football Club, one of the richest football in the world. A Nigerian-born player, Mike Emenalo, was a general manager of Chelsea Football Club. People like that, with such enormous wealth of knowledge, Nigeria will not even want people like that. The case of Nigeria is like they say go and bring Sonny Ade, then you go and call Dele Taiwo. He say, Emma worry, he can play like Sonny Ade. No, we want Sonny Ade to play, and you are bringing Dele Taiwo. Yes. He said they play alike. That is not what Nigeria deserve the best. This is why we don't have Nigerians, because a lot of even agents are spoiling some of these things, because every footballer you talk to, they want to go abroad. No, you need to experience what is called Nigerian league first. You don't have body contact. You don't know what it means to play football, and you say you want to come and play abroad. First of all, you will fail because you don't know how to interact. Social interaction, you don't have it. How to mingle with people, you don't have it. And talk less of weather, you cannot survive weather. At the same time, before you know it, they say, they hate me, they are racism. No, nobody can discriminate excellence.
Exactly. I tell people, excellence is excellence everywhere. Well, once you demonstrate excellence, people will respect you.
In this country, I run football academy in Nigeria. Since I've been in UK, I have formed 4 different football clubs for churches as for evangelism, and we have won 2 different trophies.
By the way, before we lose you, tell us where you are operating from, because a lot of people don't even know where you are based. If that's something you want us to know, please let us know.
Yeah, when I came, I was in the UK. I was in Northampton for 6 years before I moved to Manchester. In Northampton, I formed a football club.
I think we're losing him, but it's okay. I was hearing, that's why, as if I knew, I was saying before we lose you. Yes, would like to thank our brother Timothy Daniels, who had joined us all the way from UK to talk about his book, The 12 Keys to Unlock Your Professional Football Career. Trust me, this book is more than this thing about football. He's just trying to look at life through the eyes of a football coach and through the game of football. If you love the game of football, this is a book that you would love. If you love any sports at all, I recommend this book for you. Thank you so much, and thank you for being with us. And please, next time when we have another guest on this new series, Talking Smart, we invite you to come and be with us, okay? And share this video with your friends and let them know what we do on this channel. And if you have not subscribed, this is a good time for you to subscribe. So till we reach you next time, thank you so much for tuning in. Bye bye.